there we go. There we go. Let's go live on TikTok as well, you guys. There we go. We're live. We are super duper live. How was the intro? Let's see, is this thing working? I think it's working. It seems to be working. Rebetis, what's up, dude? How you doing? Right, so everything seems to be working. Very good, very good. Who do we have on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube? Let yourselves be known, guys. Let's go. Alright, so it seems to work. Very good. Dinosaur, what's up, Dinosaur? I remember you. What does it say? What about Ethereum chart show today? Can you please tell us? Sure. We can look at ETH. Unfortunately for you, you are on YouTube, so you're not going to be able to see much of the chart, but I can still flip it around for you so you can see something. That's what we have for ETH at the moment. Let me see if I can turn this down just ever so slightly. There we go. So, yes, ETH is doing what Bitcoin is doing. It's all the same. You know how it is. Bitcoin managed to fall from here, kind of like we were saying the other day. So Ethereum is doing the same, right? This is what Ethereum does. It follows Bitcoin. It always does. Okay, it's gonna be, just so everybody on TikTok knows, it's extremely hard for me to follow the questions on TikTok because I'm on my phone. So if you want to watch it on YouTube instead, or Twitch or Kick, it's gonna be a lot easier. Lotso says, I remember you said 63 to 64k. Yeah, I said something along the lines of hitting 65 at the top there, which would be 65 is this lower red line right there, which is almost what we hit. We hit 64.7, so close. But yeah, we actually bounced. If I zoom in, you can actually see how we wicked on this midline on the parallel channel. So sometimes it's just boring sideways, which is kind of what's going on right now. It is what it is. Let's see, on YouTube we have Admin and Rob, and let's see, can you please show Bitcoin? Yes, we are looking at Bitcoin now. What's up with you, dude? How you doing? It's good to see you back. I'm always happy when people return. I like remembering names the best I can. And it's hard to forget somebody called Admin. But yeah, Dinosaur on TikTok there. Yeah, Ethereum is following what Bitcoin is doing. And yeah, do join us on YouTube. It's far easier. If you prefer to watch the stream on a full screen layout, I would say go to Twitch or Kick, because we do have the full screen layout there, rather than just the small one or the vertical one. So way more detail. But if you prefer to watch on your phone, then that's perfect, sir. Ships, thanks for the heart me thingy, dude. Or you just became number 33 in the fan club. Well done. Well done indeed. There we go. What day is it today, by the way? Is it Tuesday today? I can't remember what day it is. No, it's Wednesday today. So that means we have two. After this, we have 2 more streams on the phone for TikTokers. But then on Sunday, we're gonna do a full screen, or full on stream on TikTok and see if we get restricted again. but we'll see how that goes. I have hopes, but maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Let's see. We actually had, I think it seems like everything is kind of playing out the way we thought it would. Solana fell from this range up here where all the volume was. Fell back into this. It's still holding within that resistance range. So it did break out of it, but not with any kind of power or anything like that. BNB still being boring. TRX on the shorter time frames. We were looking at the hourly before, I think yesterday, and TRX also slowing down its trend. Hype as well. Hype actually felt much more than I thought it would, but hey, something with smaller market caps tends to fall harder. But yeah, that kind of holds up pretty decently, that trend. Sorry, you guys on TikTok are not seeing it. Give me a sec. I'll flip it. That trend on hype really fell. It didn't really hold. So there we go. Sina Alamdari, what's up, dude? Oh, is it US? It's good to see you in here on YouTube. Better layout like this, right? Even though we are vertical on YouTube as well. I did actually notice, yesterday when we did our stream, we got like 140, 130 views on that stream, on the vertical one. While when we did it on the horizontal view, we only got like 70. So it's almost twice as much reach on YouTube when you go vertical, which is pretty crazy actually. However, on TikTok, there's thousands of views when we do it. So huge difference, of course. But hey, it is what it is. See, Todd P joined in on TikTok as well. Right. Feel free to still give the TikTok stream some love. Yes, guys. Feel free to watch two things at once. You are allowed. You are definitely allowed. I think we time to crack that Coke Zero here. See, Carl, vertical is crazy. Well, I think horizontal view when you're watching a stream like this, when you're looking at charts and everything, horizontal streams that are, wide and you have the whole thing, Carl, is probably nicer. It's nicer to watch a stream with this layout when you have something like this. But if you're on your phone, obviously I think a vertical stream is probably nicer because you can just sit there with your phone. Let's see. Sina says, I'll switch over for now. I'm just going to use more characters in my text here. Very good, Sina. I like the long questions. The long questions on YouTube are great because on TikTok you can only write very short questions. On YouTube you have access to writing very long questions, which is great. So please go ahead. Go ahead. Let's see. Jubin Music says, this is me, Dinosaur, sir. Hello, Dinosaur. How you doing? I've subscribed to you on YouTube, so I hope I will get to learn different techniques from you. You will, definitely. I'm a noob in the markets, so I wanted to learn a lot from you as a mentor. Cool, man. Thank you. Feel free to ask any questions that you might have. There's no stupid questions. There's only stupid answers, and I tend to not give stupid answers most of the time, I hope. But yeah, dude. Ask any questions you got. I'll do my very best to respond to everybody who asks a question. I'm trying to not skip anybody on any of the platforms. I'm actually keeping track of 4 platforms right now at the same time. One of which is TikTok on the phone, which is super tricky to do because the chat just gets spammed away. But it's good. What's up, Walmart? Walmart secured on Kick. It's good to see somebody on Kick as well. A GBA Mex on YouTube says, is this crypto? It is indeed, sir. We go through, we talk about fundamental analysis, on-chain analysis, macroeconomic analysis, general market overview, market psychology and technical analysis too, if you really want to do that. That's why it's on the screen. We'll switch over to Bitcoin again, I think. And I think, guys, I don't know about you guys, but you've been watching for a couple of weeks now, probably some of you, or even a couple of months. I think it's time to remove this arrow, because the prediction was that we were going to bounce from here. Actually, I'll show you guys on TikTok as well. Give me 1 second. The prediction back in the beginning of June, about a month ago, was that we would follow this arrow. And we did follow it all the way up here. We did follow it all the way down here, but then it bounced in the middle of nowhere, really, which is kind of odd. It doesn't normally happen. There was nothing really that would suggest that we would bounce here. But we did, so I think it's time to remove this arrow and potentially, or actually, we can just move it, really. should we just move it like that? Because that kind of plays out now. No, I think we're going to remove it. I think the general public watching us here pretty much know where we think we're going to go. I'm going to move these things around just a tad so you guys can see them all. And now that should be visible to everybody. If I do that, that makes more sense to me. And there we go. Let me just flip back the camera there for you guys on TikTok. I'm just checking so there's no questions missed there. Ships says, if you're on my wavelength, I'm calling Bitcoin 53 end of July. That's and Talik says the same thing. 50k still on the map. Yes, guys. Yes, guys. It's always going to be on the map. It doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly what's happening or what's going to happen. However, the general magnet is downwards. For me, it's mostly the on-chain analysis or the on-chain models and everything that pulls us towards that price. And as you guys can see, it's like we made a big dump, and instead of getting a proper V shape or some kind of a strong uptrend, we've ended up in a pretty slow but boring downtrend still after a dump like that, which is not really good. And what we're getting here is kind of a prolonged bear flag. So I do think 50k is still on the map, and I've been screaming 50k or 48k or whatever it was since we started the downtrend, really. And hopefully I'm correct because all my buy orders are there, so we'll see what happens. Let's see, I'm going to catch up with some questions on YouTube here. Sina says, you remember I was in here last night telling you about the Trident reversal pattern, how the liquidations up to 65 were stopping me from opening a short. Now I'm kicking myself. Right. You wouldn't have hit that anyway. Yeah, the 65k target, because we went to 64.7. But you know, keep your eye on the market, man. There's always going to be a new opportunity. If you start kind of looking for positions that aren't really there, then grabbing positions that are let's say not within your analysis of where your I guess what do you want to call that? How do I phrase this? If they're not within your strategy or your area of where you want something to go before you open, just don't try to open something after the fact, because that will probably just go badly for you. So just be patient, man. You're good. You're gonna have other opportunities for sure. Walmart Securities is holding down the fort and kick. Very good, sir. Very good. You and Jay together, holding hands. And Jay says, at least you're not alone. I'm always here. Yes, yes, indeed you are. Rob says, I wouldn't say it was too odd of a place. Took out the lows and the seller exhaustions meant they couldn't push it lower. Yeah, I mean, the thing with this down here is basically that would be the stop hunts from the previous dump that they went to grab and then pumped it, maybe. But yeah, it's not in the middle of nowhere in that sense, but it doesn't really line up with anything but a bunch of stop hunts in what I'm seeing, at least. Let's see. Oliver on TikTok says, do you think 48 to 55 is still in your target for Bitcoin to drop to? What about Solana? Yes. And on top of that, when it comes to Solana, Solana is holding up much stronger than most at the moment. Yes, it's still going down, but structurally, Solana is actually looking far better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trend, if you look on the screen, I'm gonna flip you guys on TikTok there so you can see it too. If you look at Bitcoin's structure of this, post the big dump, we had the big dump, we came down, we came up, we made a lower low, and then a lower high. That structure is not very strong, right? If you compare that to what Solana did in the same time, we had a big dump, came down, came up, made a higher low, and then a much higher high, and now we're, following Bitcoin's moves. However, Solana's structure, purely technically, is far, far superior to Bitcoin's right now. It doesn't mean that it's gonna, continue trending upwards just because Bitcoin isn't, or because it's stronger than Bitcoin. It just means that when Bitcoin does dump, Solana might not go as deep as we thought it would, right? So Solana's looking pretty strong here, I have to say, in terms of structure, which is a good thing, I think. Let's see, Walmart Security on Kick says best buds. Hey, dude, yeah. Walmart Security and Jay sitting in a tree. Let me have a sip of this Coke Zero. Just 1 second, guys. Wow. I want to try to catch up to some stuff here on TikTok because everything gets scrolled away. Thoughts on Keel infrastructure? I don't even know what that is, dude. Keel infrastructure? Let me just double check that I'm not being stupid. Oh wait, did I not turn the music on? I did not. Here you go. Sorry, YouTube and Kick and Twitch. There you go. You need your background music, don't you? Let me just fix that. Michael, I'll get back to you in a second, okay? On TikTok there. Oliver says, what is your approximation for when that target might be hit? Again, like I keep saying, guys, the time of when things get hit does not matter at all. You are going to be looking at the market every day either way. So you're not going to miss anything. And trying to put a target of time into when something is going to hit your target price is not a good idea. It's a waste of effort to try to do that. Instead, keep your eye on the market just like you are. You pick out where you think we will go price-wise, and when the price goes to that point, then you do what you want to do, right? I would avoid trying to put time slots or put something into time slots. It's fun to guess. It's like, we might bottom out during, August or whatever. Because then you can make this little movie in your head of what you think is going to happen. But when that then doesn't play out the way you thought, it kind of messes with you a bit. It's a psychological thing. It's not a major thing, but it's still there, and it's still annoying, and it still makes you kind of second guess yourself. Like, oh, I thought the bottom was going to be in September, and we're bottoming at my price now, so maybe we're going to go lower instead of just buying at your price. Right? You know what I mean? I would be avoiding it. Let's see. Keel CEO promised signing 3 leases before end of summer. 1 billion cash on the books. That's stocks, man. It's not something that I really look into. Because in my opinion, stocks are just speculative investments. You can't do a need-based investment thesis on stocks. Nobody needs stock for anything. And I avoid things that are not need-based investments. I would rather buy, look at it like this. If you look at what happened during COVID, right? What went up in price? Well, toilet paper went up in price, right? Because people need their toilet paper. You didn't see stocks go up in price, did you? So need-based investments always have that underlying need for something. You know what I mean? So, Michael, Epic Journey. I love questions. I have a really hard time looking at stocks and and taking them seriously, mainly because there's not a need-based investment that's backing it up. And I'm happy to explain to you why crypto is need-based. Not all of it, of course, not even close to all of it, but a lot of it is. Or at least the good stuff is. Neil, hi. Hello, how you doing, buddy? Alright, TikTok, I'm just going to check out YouTube here for a second so I don't miss the questions there so people fall asleep. Sina, I wasn't going to get snipe at 65, but I would have thought those liquidations would have dragged price up. I believe the price was 63,700 at the time. Yeah, you're probably right. And then Donald Dump decided to take a dump. Pretty much. Let's see. Olotreb on Twitch says, so you still think strongly Bitcoin hasn't bottomed at 57.7? I'm starting to wonder. Yeah, I'm still leaning towards, our targets still. I'm still leaning. Like I keep saying during the streams, we have never bottomed above the realized price, which is currently at 53k, and we have never bottomed below the CVDD, which is at 48.2 right now. So somewhere in between there, according to all of the on-chain models for Bitcoin, that is where we are going to go. Let's see. Sina also says that's some YouTube video knowledge right there. Well, we do make YouTube videos as well. If you guys haven't seen, I just uploaded one of our TikTok videos. I re-edited it for YouTube, and I put it there. It's the video about Metcalfe's Law. If you haven't seen that, go and watch it on YouTube, because we just uploaded it last night, about 18 hours ago. Go have a look at it. Let's see. Oliver, how do you see Bitcoin for the next few years? And crypto in general, Solana as well. So it's going to be a very strong asset class, I'm pretty sure, Oliver. Bitcoin is Bitcoin, right? And I think Bitcoin is probably the safest investment somebody can make in this day and age over time. Not like short term, but like over time. I think the good cryptos, the alpha assets, will do very well. The beta assets will do decently, unless they fall out of favor completely. This is why I'm so anal about picking out the right assets. Fundamentally, first of all, fundamentally is absolutely the most important. The dead assets currently, they're dead. XRP, ADA, ICP, Algo, DOT, Atom, those things, they're dead. No point anymore. They might hold some value for a time, but there's no fundamental strength behind them at all. And obviously there's going to be some strong assets coming into this asset class. There's going to be a bunch of weak ones that are just going to disappear. But as long as you know how to find the alpha assets, or at least the beta assets, and you're able to put them into these categorizations, then I think you're going to be doing well overall. So crypto in general will be alpha assets, will keep leading, obviously. New alpha assets will emerge, but it's going to be a long time between those for sure. Beta assets will probably be plenty of, but that's why you need to look at the beta assets, categorize them, and keep your eye on them to see if they become alpha assets in the future. Everything else is just dead. Alright, I'm going to try to catch up here on TikTok real quick, you guys. Oh, gosh. Golly gosh. Neil says, guys, it's been a long time. Yes, Neil, I was wondering where you went. And Neil, by the way, go and watch us on YouTube or Twitch or Kick, because you're going to get a much better experience there. Let's see. Michael says, they used to farm Bitcoin. All right. Good for them. Good for them. Let's see. Neil, how are you and Jay? How are you, Jay and Phil? Still looking good. Thank you, sir. But trading is not need-based. Indeed, it is not, .p. But when people ask me about a specific asset, I answer with fundamentals. Let's see, Oliver, what is the need that is backing up crypto? So that's actually a very good question. I'm just going to see what else is here, so I'll explain it to you. Leo also says, is there a reason you don't show your chart on TikTok anymore? Yes, they're trying to ban us. Let's see. Neil, we are also live on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube right now. Where was the question? There you go. Oliver, what is the need that is backing up crypto? Right, so if you think about it this way, let's take stocks as the first example, just to give you an understanding of what I'm talking about here. So, in my opinion, you don't need stocks for anything. Meaning, if you bought Apple stocks, or if you wanted to use all the applications and etc. that you can get from Apple, or from the people building apps for the App Store and everything, you don't need to buy Apple stock in order to use those things. You just need an iPhone, right? So buying the stock is attached to zero need. There's no need for it. Owners of the stock or owners of iPhones don't need stocks to use the iPhones or use the applications, etc., etc. So there's no need for the stock for like a regular person. But when it comes to crypto, say Solana as an example, when you want to use all the different applications built on top of the Solana blockchain, you have to use Solana coins to pay for the transaction, which makes Solana a need-based investment. Obviously, the majority is not need-based because people are absolutely the so Solana is look, it's very simple. It's basically just that. The need for the token or the coin comes from the fact that people want to use the applications built on top of it. And you don't need that with stocks. So that's the difference. That's where the need-based investment thesis comes from. Neil, I'm just going to ask Phil if you know Mex. I do. I think it's a really good crypto website. Sure, but I'm not sure you can use that anymore in Europe. I think they lost their license when Micah came out. Hey assistant, I can see you. How you doing? Oh, that was a sound that I didn't hear until just now. RJ says, have you heard of the World Cup crypto coin? No, I have not, but I wouldn't buy it because it's very unlikely that it's something that people need. Need-based investment. Neil, I can use it in the Philippines. Oh, right, you're from the Philippines. Yes, then go ahead. Yeah, use it. I think it'll be fine. Let's see. Sina says on YouTube, that's what I was asking about. You spoke about the stocks. That's what I was referring to. Right. So, yeah. Then you got the explanation. RJ says, I think it's a Ponzi. What is a Ponzi, sir? Oh, you mean the World Cup coin? Probably. Probably. Let's see. Olotreb on Twitch says, saw the video on Metcalfe's law. It was very good. Thank you. I did some research with Grok measuring by Metcalfe's law and daily active addresses, and we determined that Solana has number 1 potential, number 2 XLM, strongest undervalued network, and number 3 Tron. Thoughts? Yeah, it's probably right. But you got to remember as well, which I did say. Oh, actually, that's the second. I'm uploading another video on Saturday that kind of expands on the Metcalfe's law thing a little bit. And so, when you look at Metcalfe's law, that's one thing that tells you what is strong, right? The daily active addresses tells you how much the network is valued. If you apply the same math to daily active addresses, or rather, if you apply the same value to the network using transactions on the blockchain. So if you think about this, if you take the number of addresses that are active, that's number of active users, or active addresses. One user can have several addresses, but if you utilize Metcalfe's law for that, then you get one number. But if you then look at how many transactions every user makes, and I'll pull this up on as an example here. If you go to our website, I know, sorry YouTubers, you're gonna see half of this, but it's okay. And here you go, TikTok, you'll see that too, I think. This is our website. I'll see if I can get that too, so you can see the whole thing. Hold on. Well, you can kind of see the whole thing there. But if you go to our website and you go to formulas, you're going to be able to determine and look at different metrics divided by each other. So I'm going to do this for you on. So you can see up here you have this metric called market cap per active user. You can drop this down and you can look at average transactions per user. And then you can turn on, let's say, Solana. Let's go for Ethereum. Which one did we talk about? XLM, I believe. Where is it? There it is. Let's have, I don't know if we have the data for XLM though. We can do, say, SUI and AVAX and whatever. And then we get these numbers, right? So if I now go and zoom out to like all time frames, like this, we can see that we now have a chart with all the transactions going on. And this is a logarithmic scale, so I'm going to switch it to linear. And you can see here's the difference between everybody and Solana at the moment, right? Okay, Solana is not showing for some reason, and I don't know why. Oh wait, yes it is. It is showing. There you go, my bad. So every active user on Solana has, I can't even read that. Hold on, let me move this back so I can actually look at the screen properly. It says here that Ethereum, each active user on Ethereum currently has 3.89 transactions per person. That means that every active user on Ethereum currently makes about 3.9 transactions on average per person. Let's say 4 per day. If you look at AVAX, that's 7.63, right? That's more. And then on SUI, it's 79.7. And on Solana, we got 892. That's a bit more. And so when you take that number and apply Metcalfe's law to that, then you get another number as well. And I almost want to say that that's more important because every transaction costs money, right? So more transactions doesn't necessarily mean that more money is spent on paying transaction fees, but it does mean that first of all, you know how more active every user is on the different blockchains compared to each other, and secondly, you can look at revenue as well. So if you look at the number of transactions and then you look at the revenue per day on every blockchain, you can see how much money people are actually spending to use the blockchain every day. And that revenue that's being spent every day basically translates into buying pressure. So for Ethereum, that might be $300,000 per day that people need to be buying back after spending it. So buying on the market, meaning buy pressure. On Solana, last time I checked, that was $800,000. So market cap on Solana is much lower than the market cap of ETH, but has more than twice as much buying pressure coming from spending, revenue or fees. So it's this is how you need to look at these things, and this is why we built our website, right? TikTok, I'm gonna have you scroll with me here for a second. So our website, right? We have this chart here. This is in the Onchain section. You got your formulas right here, etc. So you can scroll down actually here. I'll show you guys, everybody. Well, I know YouTube, you can't really see what it says here, but this one up here is market cap per active user. We got market cap per active user with market cap instead of fully diluted market cap. We got average transactions per user, etc., etc. So you can get all the numbers here, and you can see them against each other. If you go in, and let's take the one that we looked at, average transactions per user, we enter into this, we can see rankings of which ones are the strongest coins. So I know, sorry YouTube, but this purple one here, that's Solana, it's number 1. So we have Solana here in number 1. Number 2 is SUI. Number 3 is TON. Then we got NEAR, BNB chain, Avalanche. And yes, we don't have all the numbers for all the blockchains currently. You can see there, some of them are missing. We're still working on getting that. But I can almost guarantee you that no one is going to get close to Solana's 900 transactions per day per user. So this is the kind of stuff that you want to look at when you really want to evaluate or value a blockchain for real, right? When you value a blockchain, what is it that actually makes it valuable? Well, it's the users that keep buying it, and if you can determine how much people are actually buying it or how much they're spending to use it, then you can translate that into buying pressure. Yeah? So there you go. This is why you need an account on our website, you guys. A lot of these tools are available for free. The more advanced ones, where you can look at data points like I just showed you, that will cost you like $10 a month to get that. So let's see. Olotreb on Twitch says, very good data. Sol is definitely dominating. I'm curious what XLM would be. Yeah, we can look at XLM. I don't know if we have all the data for it, because we have to collect the data for every chain separately. And let's go through some of these, see if we have any of them. We have market cap per new user. We do have that. But this is crazy, dude. The latest data we got in from XLM is that every active user on XLM needs to hold up almost $12 million worth of market cap. That means, last time I looked at the Solana number for this, it was $8,000 per person. And what that means really is, when you have this data point, when you're looking at fully diluted market cap divided by new addresses, that means that new addresses coming in need to hold up about X amount of money. And on Solana that might be, actually we're looking at new addresses. Let's see if we have the data for. Alright, here we have market cap per active users. So for Solana, right, so for Solana currently that's 150,000. So I think the data is not correct, because last time I looked, some of these are not correct right now. We can look at the chains instead. It's going to be easier. Hold on. Chain comparison. Last time I checked the numbers on Solana here, yeah, $8,000. On XLM, I don't know if we have the data. I just wanted to double check that number. Formulas. We wanted to look at XLM. We don't have market cap per active user. Average transactions per user, we don't have that for XLM either yet. Transactions per user, we don't seem to have, per new user, we don't seem to have that either. Yeah, we don't have all the data for XLM right now. But last time I checked on other platforms, XLM is far off from Solana. And I really mean far off. We're talking, magnitudes in difference. What is Sol mostly dominating if you exclude all meme coins? Agentic payments is it dominating now. And the thing is also, like, when people say, it's just meme coins, it doesn't matter, because they have meme coins means users, and users translates to transaction fees spent, right? So if there's a lot of trading going on Solana, on chain, then yeah, you're gonna have a lot of transactions, it doesn't matter what it is that is the big thing, because whatever it is, if it brings a lot of users, then that's what you want, right? And I wish we had more serious stuff going on every blockchains, or on any blockchain. Every blockchain. I wish we had more serious stuff going on every blockchain, but we don't. And there's nothing we can do about that. We're starting to see growth, right? In my opinion, meme coins alludes to fragility with its With this, my biggest worry with Solana, despite it being very good. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's like, yeah, once meme coins dies off, which they won't, but if they, if we have these waves of like super active meme coin trading and then it goes down into a dip where there's no activity at all, then yes, Solana's active addresses and revenue and everything will go down. It's like a roller coaster. But the thing is as well, even if that is the case, Solana still leads in most other metrics either way, or most other places, right? It's number 3 in RWAs, distributed RWAs. It's number 1 in agentic payment systems, etc., etc., right? So even if Solana loses its biggest and most important thing, which is meme coins right now, which I really doubt that it's going to lose that. There's always going to be that kind of stuff going on. It's more likely that it goes in like a roller coaster. But nonetheless, it's still leading on most other things, right? On versus competitors anyway, right? So it's like yes, but also no, but kind of yes anyway. So yeah, it goes back and forth a little bit, Let me just throw this away, hold on. Buying a small, like, trash can to have in my office was probably one of my best purchases for this office. Just a little trash can so I can throw things when I'm standing around. Ooh, that's yummy. Alright, good take. Thank you. I do believe... until next time, guys. Oh, Neil's leaving. Okay, Neil. Have a good one, Neil, if you're still here. Kyle Clubber is on TikTok as well. 60k Bitcoin support keeping us alive. Yeah, we'll see if it sticks. If it sticks, sir. Dodd P also says that growing up, you realize crypto is cool. Yeah. Crypto is cool, man. Definitely. And Jay points something good out here on YouTube. He says, the thing about Sol 2 is that its tech is pretty top tier. Its capabilities are tested and run well, which takes the cake in comparison to others. Absolutely 100% correct. So the good thing about Solana that people kind of forget about is that it has been battle tested for years now, running high throughput through its chain, doing... why do I read questions in the middle of talking? Solana's been battle tested, right? And battle tested means that developers looking to build things in the future, they will look at all this and see, this one, we know it works, we know it scales, we know it's easy to build on. And that makes it an easy choice or a top tier pick in many ways. I know there's going to be projects who are going to be building on AVAX, who are going to be building on Sui, who's going to be building on even Cardano and stuff like that, because some regulatory stuff might be useful for them. Some chains focus on other things. So we are going to be multi-chain, but I think the one that has the biggest ecosystem, this is why we look at the circle of success, which is a video I'm going to release on YouTube on Saturday. That is why it's important to keep track of that stuff, right? So that you understand what it is that keeps a blockchain alive. Ooh, Anthony G on TikTok says, so why is price for hype? How much? Anthony G, very hard to say. I have a take profit on hype at $100 for a long position that I have. But that is just me securing my hype holdings. So what I'm going to be doing during this bull run is to just acquire more hype on the way up. And then I'm going to be selling it when I think Bitcoin is topping out, pretty much. Right? So I'm using coin margin for that. So I buy some hype. I put it into a coin margin long position. I let it ride to a target to secure those, where I think it might be worth securing them. And then I'll let them drop in value during a correction. But it doesn't matter because I've gained so much of it. So then whenever I think it's bottoming out, I'll use them again to open coin margin longs to get more hype on the way up. So for me, hype's Hype's top price is extremely hard to say. Do I think it's gonna reach, you know, $100 billion market cap? Like, it's very hard to say. The tokenomics of Hype is extremely good, and I believe that the higher the price of Hype is gonna get, the worse the tokenomics get. And that might sound weird, but that means that, you know, 97 or whatever it is, 97% of the fees on Hype are used to buy Hype and then burn them. And the higher the price goes, the less Hype that 97% can actually buy. So that means the further price goes up, the more it will slow down because of the market cap. And that's cool, but it's still very good that 97% of all the fees on Hype are used to buy back Hype and then throw it in the garbage can. And so, yeah, I think Hype is going to do really well. It's a really great project too. It's not just the tokenomics, you know, it's a very good place to trade and everything. And so, I like it, man. But again, I have a take profit at $100 for now. Once it hits that, I take my profit. If it goes down and bounces somewhere, I'm going to re-enter, take a long again. And I'm going to be acquiring, or I'm going to be trading long coin margin positions until I think we've hit the top of the market. And I don't know what that price is. I don't know what that is, and I don't care. When Bitcoin starts getting into, you know, danger area in the top market, then I'm going to start selling off Hype and Solana and Ethereum and everything and Bitcoin. Actually, I won't be selling Bitcoin. I will be coin margin shorting with Bitcoin for the next bear. But that's years in the future. So let's see. Olotrev says, your website looks both amazing and a bit overwhelming. Do you have training videos? We are planning on making them. The thing is, since many of the tools are not completed yet and fully released, there's no point making training videos for a tool that's not completely finished yet. But we will be making training videos. We will be making courses. We are writing books, and so we will be explaining how all the tools work. For now, we leave that to our Discord. So if you are in our Discord, just jump into one of the channels with us, one of the voice channels, and ask us to show you how a tool works if you're wondering, and we will show you, you know. So for now we're doing that, but we will have training videos and explanatory videos for all the tools and everything as well. That's the plan. Let's see. Jaja says, if we expand the discussion, what's the future regarding internet monetization? What are the multi-billion industries in tokenization, AI agents, RWA, etc.? Oh, I think all of those. Honestly, you nailed it. All of those are definitely going to be something big. We're going to see DeFi getting bigger and bigger and more integrated into like a mainstream, I suppose, as well. There's several big industries or fields within crypto that is going to keep growing and becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And like we're just at the tip of the iceberg right now. You know, we're so new still, and people think, oh, I've been around for 8 years, but this is a very slow moving market in terms of adoption, or not really. It feels slow because you've been around so much, but it is very fast. But it's, you know, when you're trying to replace a monetary system basically, or, you know, traditional finance, that takes a while. Man. But, you know, RWAs and tokenization of stocks and everything, I've started to see a lot of like TradFi traders and stock investors and everything starting to utilize these tools to actually trade stocks 24/7 on a crypto exchange using X stocks, for example, on Solana. And we're starting to see that now. I think it's our job as crypto bros to kind of do some hand holding with these new people that are coming into this market. I really do think it's up to us to try to help these stock investors into this space to start utilizing these tools. And so I urge everybody to, instead of kind of having these discussions with stock investors where they're just very some stock investors become really defensive and very let's say aggravated when you talk about crypto, but it's just our job to try to explain things, what's good about it and what might be bad, and just be open to kind of trying to help them out without trying to prove them wrong or anything like that. When you start trying to prove somebody wrong, they get mad about it. You know, you're not gonna get your words are not gonna get well received from those types of people when you do that. So let's see. Jaw says a specific question regarding that. The DTCC tokenizing stocks are crypto need based for every transaction. Well, if somebody is gonna trade X stocks and they do it like on KuCoin, no, you don't need crypto to do that. What you need is just an account on an exchange. But if people want to trade X stocks on chain, like you know how you trade meme coins, if you want to do that on chain, then yes, those blockchains are going to be a need-based investment. That's why blockchains, generally speaking, are need-based investments. And it's only really blockchains that are need-based. You know, tokens are not need-based. Most of them, at least. Ugh. I had to sit down here, boys. I'm getting old. Ooh, we got 5 viewers on Twitch. Awesome. Ooh, 3 on Kick. Right. Just checking everything here, fellas. Making sure nothing is broken. And nothing is broken. The regular grandpa won't use KuCoin for trading in Nvidia, I guess. No, of course they won't. The regular Joe Schmo will not be using crypto, and they won't be using anything to trade either. They will be going to their banks. Like the boomers, they go to their bank and they say, you know, once every 5 years they go to their bank guy and they say, hey, how are my investments doing? And they go like, oh yeah, you have investments in low risk, blah blah blah, this and that. Those people don't matter when it comes to this type of stuff. What matters is the active traders, the active investors, the serious analysts and everything. Those are the first one who comes into this market. We are already here, many of us, right? Because we're front running all the other people. And this is why we have such a good opportunity to make good money on this stuff. Sovik Sakar says, if I start, how is it working? If you want to get into crypto, my friend, well, the first thing you need to do is ask questions, which is exactly what you're doing. But crypto really, like getting into crypto is not really any harder than getting into anything else. Everything kind of works in the same way. You know, you get yourself an account on an exchange or a broker, and then it's the same thing as trading stocks, right? Einar says that crypto is a fucking scam. Yeah, the bad stuff is. The good stuff is not, though, Einar. So you have to specify which ones. And it's actually easier to specify which aren't, because there's so many other shit things out there. But Sovik on YouTube. So the first thing you want to do if you want to get into crypto and start learning about it, the first thing you should do is to, first of all, try to understand what the market is all about. Like, what is this asset class and why is it important? You know, start with reading a book called The Bitcoin Standard. It will give you like a really good base to kind of stand on, to start understanding why you want to be in this market. And I think that's a good start. I'll answer you soon, Einar. Just hang on for a second. Second thing you want to do is, if you want to get into this stuff, Sovik, the first thing you're going to do is to understand that you shouldn't get into it to trade. First of all, that's the last thing you want to do when you get new to something. You don't want to try to trade. Trading is extremely difficult, and you're going to be trading against people that are very experienced and very good at what they do. Einars, by the way, why is all fucking crypto a scam? Tell me why you think that, so we can have a discussion about it. Let's see. And yes, Sovik, if you come into this market expecting to make money first of all, or any market really, you're gonna lose money first for a couple of years. Because if you go in with that mindset, it's gonna be much harder for you to get into it. You're gonna start jumping into things that just sound good, even though you don't know how to analyze them, and then you're gonna lose money on it. So the first thing you want to do after reading or understanding what the market is all about is to understand how to fundamentally analyze a crypto, for example. What is it that makes it valuable? Why is it valuable, and why are other things not valuable? Because there's a lot of crypto out there, which is why I think Einars on TikTok says that all crypto is a scam. Most cryptos are just shit. Some of them, however, you can base in a need to own them, right? We have videos about this on TikTok, by the way, Einars, on why something might be a need-based investment rather than just a speculative investment. Like stocks, for example. Stocks are just need-based, are just speculative investments. Some cryptos, not many, but some cryptos, the good ones, are need-based investments. Let's see. Tough American says, do you consider Sui alpha? And Einar says, mark me any coin, any good one. Sure. I'll answer both of you guys at the same time. So here, if we switch this over, here are our alpha assets. If you're on TikTok, so you can't see this right now. So this is our view on Kick and Twitch right now, and this is our view on YouTube. But unfortunately, we can't do this on TikTok right now. But here's the asset classifications. So alpha means top tier assets, really good ones, that have fundamentally strong values. They have very strong on-chain metrics behind them, strong adoption, strong use case, strong everything. Those are the alphas. The betas are investments that might do well if some things change. If we start seeing more adoption, maybe. If we start seeing more revenue, if we start seeing, bigger ecosystems on these beta assets, they might be moved into the alpha, but it takes a lot of work for it to do that. And then we have the dead assets there, XRP, Cardano, ICP, etc. Those are chains or projects that are just dead, that had potential as a beta asset but just died. So, hold on, let me flip this back on TikTok. Give me a second, boys. There you go. Einars, what is the use case for your shitcoins? Shitcoins have no use case. There is a difference. Like, I agree with you, Einars. All the meme coins, all the tokens that have no use case, they're shit. They're all shit. And it's all rubbish, just like you say. However, alpha assets like, say, Solana that we talked about just recently is something that you must, if you want to use any of the available applications built on top of Solana, you must use Solana coins to pay for your transactions, which makes it a need-based investment, right? We have 2 pinned videos, Einars, on if you just want to humor me. I understand that you hate crypto, but if you want to understand where we're coming from when it comes to fundamentally valuing a crypto for real, like doing it properly, there are 2 pinned videos on TikTok in our profile. If you watch those 2, it's going to take you about 13 minutes to watch both of them. We will underline what it is that fundamentally makes certain cryptos strong. And like I said, you say it's all rubbish. I say there's 6 assets in the crypto market that are like properly good assets. There are about 16 that are kind of good, but still have things that need to happen for them to be strong and like something I want to invest in. So out of the like 24 million different cryptos out there, I think that 6 of them are good and the rest is shit, basically. It's like you're not really wrong, but you're also not really right? generally what happens is that people, they look at crypto and they see all the meme coins, they see all the hype stuff, they see all the useless stuff that people are really pushing to like pump the price so they can make money on, inexperienced people getting into those cryptos so they can get out of them. That's usually what most people will see, unfortunately, which is why we stream like this and we explain what it is that actually makes things valuable. So there are really great cryptos out there, really great investments that are going to make a lot of people a lot of money, and they are fundamentally strong. And it's actually easier to value blockchains than it is to value stocks. So humor me, Einars, and go and look at those 2 pinned videos on TikTok and see what you think, right? There you go. Ooh. Jaja on YouTube says, do you consider Arrow, CVX, XDC beta or dead assets? They're not beta and they're not dead. They're just one out of the bunch of crypto that don't really do much. I don't have a reason to put them in beta, and I don't have a reason to put them in dead, so they're like in between. They're just one of the big bunch, one in a sea of random assets. I guess they are failed niche assets with better competitors and teams. Yeah, in many ways that's usually what happens, And the thing is, Arrow, CVX, XDC, all of these, I don't remember exactly what all of them do. I know I've looked into them all. But it's like, if I look into something and I do my analysis and then I'm like, the reason to why I don't really remember them is because they're not worth remembering. You know what I mean? And there's so many assets out there that sound really good, that has like a really good wording for things, and then they're just nothing burgers. So doing a proper fundamental analysis is super important. And this is why, the videos that we have on TikTok currently, and we have 1 video on YouTube, we're going to have 1 more on Saturday. Those 2 are the 2 most important ones to watch, to understand kind of how to fundamentally value something in the crypto space, right? Jaja says CVX is the finance coin. Yeah, exactly. XDC is the ISO 222 narrative token. Arrow is just Arrow. Yeah, so they're all like, they have nothing going for them really. And CVX is a token. XDC, I believe, is a token as well. I can't remember. Arrow is also just a token, and tokens are not needed to use the project. So just from that, they're useless. I would rather buy the blockchain that they're built on. And I can't remember exactly if those are which ones are tokens and which ones are blockchains, but I have an inkling of kind of what it means. So. Oh, wow. Let me just see here real quick. Right. There we go. Isn't XDC a chain? It might be. I can't remember. But it's like, what does XDC do better than all the other crypto blockchains with the same capabilities? Right? It's like nothing. Nothing. You always have to look at the competitors. I see Holly Ann is on TikTok. How you doing? How are you still in? Was it France? I don't know. Cool name. Cool name. Yeah. Let's buy tokens with that. That sounds like a meme coin. Pump.fun meme coin type of thing. Oh, cool name. Let's buy that one. That's good, man. I like it. That's a good one. Ooh. I wonder if is my phone being weird with me right now? I don't even... This is the thing when I'm streaming through my phone. I don't actually know if my headset is working or if it's just from the phone. So I'm gonna reconnect them. Hold on there, TikTok. See, Jojo on YouTube says, haha, yeah, amazing that it's the 73rd biggest market cap. That's crazy. But you know, all it takes is a little bit of hype, right? It's only really the top like 25 assets that have like a meaningful market cap, really. And everything else kind of like, if you just get a hype pump on anything, it goes into the top 50, you know, or top 100. So it's pretty funky, you know, how fast something can move into the top list. The future CryptoTalks token might do that. Wouldn't that be fun? We make an actually useful token, and it gets into the top 50. That'd be pretty nice. Chain? No, we're not gonna build a chain. No need. Don't need it. We don't need it for anything. Because, like, it is possible to build a token that actually has a real use case. You just need to be ready to sacrifice some profits in your business to do that. And make it fair. Meaning, actually, I'm not going to say too much. I won't lie, we have thought about this for a long time. And we have an idea of what we're going to do with it. So, you just keep your eye on us and you'll see what happens. Okay. I just realized something as well. All the people that join us on TikTok right now are likely going to be from Spain. Which means they see me speaking English and they just scroll past because Spanish people don't really speak English. And that's why we have 6 viewers on TikTok instead of 180 when we're on the phone. Or it might be because we don't have all the nice fancy streams with the good sound and all that stuff. And yeah, we still have no responses from TikTok or that agency that we reached out to. Try use a US VPN on the phone. Yeah, no. I'm too lazy to do that on the phone. Honestly, the only reason we're streaming on the TikTok right now with the phone is just so that we have, we get our points back, really. So that on Sunday when we do the real stream, it will be better, hopefully. Just make the fancy stuff, yeah. Yeah, precisely. But yeah, we are getting more like scroll past views on YouTube than we used to get. We went from the whole horizontal thing to the vertical thing, and it seems like more people are actually getting it recommended than it was for the horizontal. Ooh, that reminds me, by the way, just super quick. Walmart Security says, keep streaming on TikTok as a reminder for me to know when you're online. I need to switch to Kick. Dude, go and join us, our Discord, man. We announce every stream on Discord. And besides, we're in the voice chats like all day long. So just, if you want to talk to us face to face, like in a real conversation, just join the Discord, brother. Link is somewhere in the bio there on Kick as well. Will do, yes, very good. So anyway, I was saying, it reminds me, everybody on YouTube, I looked at how the algorithm on YouTube works. Leaving likes and stuff like that doesn't do anything on YouTube. It probably doesn't hurt, but leaving likes is not like gonna give us a bunch of reach. However, comments, you guys commenting, asking questions on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, that is what really pushes the stream to other people. So yeah, the more you guys are writing on YouTube, the more questions you're writing and everything, that's going to be good for the algorithm. On Kick, there's nothing you can do, and on Twitch, there's nothing you can do either. That just gets shown in, you know, the browse history. When you browse on Kick and Twitch, it's just, it randomly gets recommended because it's the same, like, in the category or whatever. So on YouTube actually helps. The more comments, the more questions, the more everything and stuff like that on YouTube actually helps a lot with the algorithm. So yeah, everybody who's watching on YouTube, spam questions. So that's what helps. It's easier on TikTok. It's just likes and, like, you know, commenting that does it on TikTok. But it's different. It's all different things, right? At 20 viewers, Phil might release his Claude prompt. What Claude prompt? I don't have one Claude prompt. I have like 100 billion. I prompt it as I go along when I work with it. So, let's see. Market really is red today. It's only TRX that's basically flat. I mean, it's down 0.4%, but it's still down though. SKR is actually up today, weirdly enough. And you guys remember that Zeus pump that I talked about? That I said is going to turn around on us? On the Zeus investors? Where there you go. Pump for 2 days, dump for 2 days. And then back to going down again. Right? Just as expected. I want to look at Hype. I want to see what it's doing. So Hype is actually coming down towards that trading channel. We'll see if that's gonna hold or not. Wait, why is this not there? It's supposed to be there. Why isn't it? That's weird. Oh well. Yeah, we'll see what Hype does here. I'm gonna keep an eye on that a little bit. Let's see. Jay on Kick says you can also join our Discord community too. We post announcements. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said, sir. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Einar's disappeared. The guy on TikTok that hates crypto disappeared. That's too bad. Oh, maybe he's watching the videos I was talking about actually. Which months are the books you're working on released? Jaw 4432 on YouTube. We're not exactly sure. I'm hoping for August. It's like August to September maybe. Because we are working on them, and you know, we're proofreading everything properly because we want to make sure that it's all nice and good. So we're not sure. We've never written books before, really, so we don't really know how long it takes or like what the process is gonna be. There's one book left to be proofread by me. I need to do some graphic editing for 2 of the books. Actually, there's 2 books left for me to proofread. So macroeconomics, and then also technical analysis, right? So yeah, there is a little bit of work left, yeah, but I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. So it depends on how much other stuff we need to work on at the same time. But yeah, August, September, something like that. I hope August. Hey Rusty, welcome in on TikTok. How you doing, buddy? Okay. Ooh. Rusty, what's up? Not the market. Yeah, you know, streaming. Thanks for the heart, me buddy. Rusty, I was hoping to see you on YouTube or something as well. I know you'd rather see us with quality stream rather than just my face, but yeah. Only on TikTok. Yeah, I know. It's a bummer. Did you, Rusty, did you join our Discord? Because you should. We'd like to have you hang around and everything. Jarjas is nice. Yeah, I think the books are gonna be nice, brother. Not yet, Rusty. Rusty, come on. Rusty the Clown. No, wait, his name is Krusty the Clown, not Rusty. I don't remember. Oh, I might have to stand up again soon. There we go. I'm disappearing. There we go. Standing up. Oh, I'll fix this thing. Ooh. Rusty, need this market kept falling. You want it to keep falling? I mean, I kind of want it to go down further too, so I can buy more things, you know? Jojo on YouTube says, you know which I will buy first. No, I don't. What's the plan? Rusty, I'm still waiting on cheap Sol. Yeah. What's cheap to you? Like, where's your area of accumulation, so to speak? Mine is sitting between 45 and 55, somewhere around there. So we got really close when we got to 60, or what was it, 60, 59, something? 55 or less. Yeah. So you're in the same thinking process as me then. Yeah. I think I think Sol might not go as low as we thought it would, because it's showing strength now. I mean, if Bitcoin does dump from here, then yeah, Solana will go down, but it might not go down as far as we thought it would. But 55 or less for me is also like, okay, I'm gonna start buying. If I see like a hard dump into the 55s and lower, I'm buying that, and that's just what I'm gonna be doing, you know. It's holding strong. Yeah, it's holding pretty good, you know. It's holding pretty good. It really did fall, you know. Bitcoin structure, like if we add Bitcoin to the comparison here, like we can see the structure difference here on Bitcoin versus Solana, right? Bitcoin is in the blue down here. Let me see if I can make that a bit clearer. Can we make that a bit thicker maybe? So you can see the difference here between Bitcoin and Solana in terms of why isn't it moving? We can see how Solana decoupled from Bitcoin here. You know, you can see it's been following it here, right? And then recently Solana's moves have been much stronger. So Bitcoin's structure is like a downtrend while Solana's is in an uptrend. So that when Bitcoin does dump, you know, if Bitcoin is going to dump further below, you know, the 58k mark, the 57k mark, then I'm pretty sure, I'm going to flip the screen for you here as well as you see it. So you see the structure there on Bitcoin is down versus Solana, which is up. So when Bitcoin does dump down to, say, 48, are we really sure that Solana is going to dump all the way down? Or is it going to find some support at the previous price at 60? That's the only thing I'm thinking right now. Obviously, Solana will dump harder than Bitcoin in percentage terms. But since the structure is so much stronger right now, it might not go as low in price as we thought it would. You know what I mean? But who knows? Who knows? We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, really, for sure. So yeah, I'm definitely eager to see where it lands. There is no question about that. Ja says TA. If that was your response to which I will buy first, I said no, I don't know which one, and your response is TA. I have no clue what you mean by that, sir. Ja on YouTube. The one you get first is the first one you get. Yes, Jay, that's correct. That is indeed correct. Oh god, I can feel my core is gonna hurt tomorrow. I was at the gym today and I did core workout the whole day, and I know I'm gonna have pain tomorrow. I'm starting to feel stiff in the core already. Right. Actually, I wonder if we can remove the Bitcoin one here. There we go. Target is there. It's very quiet today, guys. More quiet than we usually have it. Much more quiet than we usually have it. I wonder if we're I think we're getting very much restricted, without even actually having a restriction. I think the whole phone stream thing is just not good. I think they push the TikTok Studio streams much harder than they do the phone streams. Classic TikTok in a box, you know. Let's go back on this. I think it's time for us to remove this trend line, actually. I'm gonna remove that, and I'm gonna give us a new one, a new target to aim for. There we go. A new target. Yes. That looks about right. Something like that. Why is my headset turning itself on and off all the time? I'm getting confused. Holly Ann is back. Holly, are you still in? I think you were in France, right? Are you still in there? Or in there? Are you still there? Oh gosh. I swear. TikTok on the phone is impossible. Whatever I touch, it's just doing the opposite. Whatever. Let's see what we have here. There we go. Okay. All right. I'll be honest, guys. I think it's time to end this stream. It's completely. I think we're getting some kind of restriction on here without having a restriction, and the other platforms they don't even have an algorithm, so we have nobody coming in through those. So we might as well round it off here. Yeah, I think it's time to round off anyway. We've been streaming for 90 minutes. 90 minutes should be enough. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to stream again tomorrow, obviously, and hopefully we get better reach then. I don't know what's going on with this one right now, because we're getting nothing. .p, yeah, we'll see you in the VC for sure. So yes, there we go. Alright guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye TikTok. There we go. Why is the headset not working? Okay. I'm getting a bunch of technical like faults right now, which is super awkward. Let's do that. Alright guys, everybody on YouTube, Kick and Twitch, thanks for popping in. We're gonna stream again tomorrow, and we'll see where we end up. Today we have some weird, it's like nothing is, I'm getting a bunch of like technical weird things going on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end YouTube first, and then Kick, and then on Twitch I'm gonna go raid somebody. So if you guys have followed us on Twitch, come and join us there so we can raid somebody and make them happy. Alright.